Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of How to Rip. Today's video is very special because a lot of you have been asking about surf skate drills. And today's video is all about surf skate drills. Drills that I've learned from some of the best coaches in the world. So if you're looking to improve your surfing, maybe you're in lockdown, maybe you're still in quarantine, or maybe you don't live close to the beach. Well, the good news is that there are still things that you can do to work on your surfing when you don't have access to the surf. That's where Surf Skate comes into play. Alright guys, so here you can see I've got two boards. A surf skate specific board and a normal skateboard. I know many of you out there want to know, do you actually have to buy a specific surf skate board to practice these drills? Well, in my opinion, no you don't. If you loosen the trucks on a normal skateboard, it'll still allow you to put weight on your heels and put weight on your toes. That's a key thing we need to achieve because we need to turn the board by leaning into our heels and toes. If you compare that to a normal skateboard, where traditionally skaters will step on the back of the board and they can move the board by doing that. By pressing down on the tail, they lift up the front, and they can change direction that way. But the key thing for us when we're doing surf skate practice is that we need to go heel, toe, we need that weight transition. And that's because it's the most relevant to surfing. In saying that, a board like this, a specific surf skate board, will allow you to transition your weight heel to toe with ease. It doesn't allow you to actually stand on the tail of this particular board here. So in my opinion, if you've got the money and you really want to invest in a surf skateboard, I would personally do that. But if you don't, loosen the trucks on a normal skateboard, we can get into it from there. So there are 5 skills that we can practice using our skateboard or our surf skate. We're going to break them down today so that you have a variety of options that you can do when you're stuck at home and you can't get to the water. Let's start with number 1, which is familiarization with that heel to toe transition and also compression and extension. So to begin with, it's important to go slow, and we're just going to get used to what it feels like to transition our weight from our heels to our toes and back and forth again. And we're just going to get used to how that feels going slow. Once we get used to that, we can progress to adding a bit more oomph into what we're doing. And we can add a bit more compression and extension and think about what we're doing there. This will translate very well to what happens when we surf. As you know, surfing is a blend of compressing and extending. We can practice the same movements on our surf skate. Of course, we need to know when to compress and when to extend. As a basic rule to follow, as you enter a turn, you compress. As you come out of that turn, you start to extend your body, and then as you finish that turn, you compress again. Also pay close attention to where you're looking. Remember, where you look is where you go, and also you want your body to rotate and follow that. Now that we understand how to move our weight, heel to toe, and we understand how to move our body, let's break that down and put it into a specific set of movements, and let's have a look at the bottom turn. Bottom turns are one of the most important skills that a surfer can have. They set you up for the turns that you perform at the top of a wave. And with a good bottom turn, will help you perform better turns off the lip. And we can practice with our skateboard how to perform bottom turns. We can practice putting our body into the same position. Check out these examples and you'll see what I mean. Notice how my body position on the skateboard is almost exactly the same as it is for surfing. To perform a forehand bottom turn, put your back arm down to the ground low as you compress into that turn. Look to where you're going. Then as you come out of that bottom turn, you extend your body. Your front arm then leads to where you're going. Like I said, where you point and look is where you're going. And then you extend out of that bottom turn and it sets you up for the top turn. To perform a backhand bottom turn, we do the same thing. We compress low at the bottom of the wave and we start to lean into that maneuver. As we come out, our back arm throws up to where we're going. We rotate and we extend out of that bottom turn to perform our top turn. The way that you position your body for a bottom turn is very similar to the way you position your body for a carve or a cutback on the opposing side. For example, a backhand bottom turn for me as a regular footer is very similar to a forehand cutback. Let's have a closer look at this, and you can see how that skill of learning the bottom turn, we can now transition that to a carve or a cutback. Now it's important to remember that there are variations on carves and snaps. For example, this here is a full snap, where my board goes all the way back and points back to the foam, much like this one. We'll call that a full snap. This is more like a carve and a cutback. You'll notice that this carve here was more like a half snap, half carve. I didn't want to go all the way like this one here. Ultimately, the snap or carve that you perform depends very much on the section that you're actually turning on. So it's important to practice all sorts. And this here is the roundhouse cutback. And we can practice all of these on the surf skate. As you can see here, I'm practicing a few half snaps, and then I'm going to finish with a full snap. Likewise, here on my backhand, you can see me doing bottom turn to top turn. And then here I'm going to perform a full snap on my backhand. And remember the principles. Where you look, how much you rotate, and where you're pointing to will dictate what kind of snap that you perform. Let me discuss what's happening with this. Notice how you hear the wheels slide? It's a power slide on a skateboard. By practicing these, we're getting used to what it will feel like to transition our weight onto our front leg from our back leg. In order to make the wheels power slide, I needed to shift the weight onto my front leg and then onto my back leg quickly. This is how we get release on a surfboard if we want to slide the tail or blow the fins. So it's important to practice this on your skateboard as well. One skill which is crucial for any surfer at any level is being able to generate speed. We can practice that movement on the surf skate. Let's break down how you can practice that now. Speed generation is about keeping your board on rail, going from heel to toe. It's about going from compression to extension and throwing your arms. Now we've spoken a lot about how to generate speed, so I'm not going to go into a great amount of detail today. All you need to know for when you're practicing speed generation on a skateboard is you practice the correct technique. And then once you get speed, use that speed to perform a maneuver. And as you get more confident, you want to blend it together. Now the final thing we're going to work on is putting together all those individual skill sets that you just learned. So the bottom turn, the cutback, speed generation. We're going to put that all into a sequence, and we're going to learn how to flow between that. Let's break that down now. So when we surf, we learn turns. For example, we learn how to carve. But as we improve, we want to blend these maneuvers together. So I'm going to blend carves with cutbacks, re-entries, reverses, whatever. But as you improve, that's the goal. We want to combine our maneuvers together. And it's the same for the skateboards. We practice individual maneuvers. For example, we practice carves and snaps and bottom turns and whatever else. But then as we get better, let's put it together into combinations of maneuvers. Start slow, as you can see here. I'm just starting slow, putting a variety of snaps together. But as you get more confident, you can get more speed and start to incorporate more advanced maneuvers together. It's very important when you're practicing that you practice as much on your forehand as you do on your backhand. Because obviously when you go surfing, you want to be equally as good and confident to catch a right-hander or a left-hander. So make sure that you practice equal amounts on both sides. Guys, thanks for watching the video today. I hope that you've learned a few drills that you can add into your repertoire next time you go skating. Remember to like the video, subscribe to our channel, and comment below to let us know what other videos you'd like to see. Thanks guys, catch you in the water. Do you guys love to surf? Well, so do I. Now you can check out my latest range of clothing called I Love Surf. And for a limited time only, with every purchase of I Love Surf clothing, you'll get a limited edition free How to Rip DVD. Go to ilovesurf.co and you can find a range of clothing to suit your needs.